Welcome to the Two Tunes Podcast, episode 147.
What voice would you say that is there, Bo?
I don't know.
Announcer guy?
Announcer guy. It's like we return you to something.
Plan 9 from outer space.
Yeah. Oh man, that'd be funny if I had the keyboard ready.
Play some theremin.
I do have one. It's right there.
It is spooky season after all.
Yeah, it is. So we're here to talk about bullshit and two tunes.
Sure.
Not in that order.
Usually that order.
It is, yeah. It is that order. So, it's spooky season. You've been watching any spooky movies lately? Or TV shows?
Nope. I'm watching Gen V.
What's that?
It's The Boys spinoff.
Oh,
Did you watch The Boys?
No, I didn't.
Oh, dude. It's so good.
I know I should.
And then this is the Weekly Planet podcast refers to it as, or has referred to it as, like The Boys, the college years.
Is it a sequel?
Well, it's like running alongside of the main story, but it's in The Boys universe. There's a college for people with abilities and stuff.
Okay.
And so you're seeing a story of folks that are there. It's really good. I mean, if you have seen and liked The Boys,
yeah,
then one would like this as well.
Okay. Garth Ennis. I read a book by him.
Yeah.
And I've read multiple books by him because he's a comic book writer.
Yeah, he's written a ton of stuff.
I definitely read Preacher.
Mm.
But I think he wrote like a book.
Oh, okay.
Unless I'm misquoting him.
I don't know.
Quoting.
Misremembering.
But
yeah, I have not read The Boys. I heard it's, really good, but it's basically like, you could say like gritty take on superheroes and stuff, but it's like, what if like they're not all lily white and whatever, like they're jerks and
yeah,
or they're just human basically with powers. Like, yeah, it's really interesting and well done. So I like it.
This is going to be like, really? That's from 1996? Because it is. I watched, oh crap, what is it? Interview with the Vampire.
Oh yeah, never seen it.
I've watched like the beginning and I've seen scenes of it and I'm like, okay. But then I actually sat down and watched the whole thing and I'm like, oh yeah, I've really never seen any of this. And
have you read any Anne Rice?
No. I mean, I have some of them, but I just haven't read them because they just exist in my house. I think I was given them by someone, and then I've just never read them. Actually, it turned. Why was it? Oh, it was the reason I was like, oh, I'll watch that is because what is it? Architectural Digest's YouTube channel.
Okay.
They were doing like a New Orleans tour.
Oh, okay.
Of these. And the funny thing is this guy, and he would, you could tell like he had a speech prepared, kind of like a walking tour type thing. And it's like, here's the thing. And then he'd be like, and none of that is true. Because this, and then he'd like give the facts. And it's like, like, here's the haunted story of this building. And it's like, that's not true because this wasn't even around then. This building was built in this time period and blah, 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 blah. And then they were saying how, like, vampires weren't associated with New Orleans until Anne Rice.
Oh, okay.
And then now it's like vampire this and vampire that.
Interesting.
So,
did you see The Haunted Mansion?
Yeah,
like we talked about this. Okay. Yeah. It just made me think of that because he does the similar thing.
Well, yeah, the walking tour.
The walking tour thing. Yeah. That Mary Lou Henner is on.
That guy's jaded.
Yeah.
And then. So I watched that. Good movie. Is weird though, because like what you say you've never seen it, but like, do you know any of the characters in the
Lestat?
Okay, Lestat the vampire. Which one is Lestat?
Like who played him?
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to think of who's in that movie.
Okay, so
Tom Cruise.
You are correct.
Brad Pitt.
It's
Kirsten Dunst.
Those are the people that are in the movie. Which
other people?
Who? Antonio Banderas.
Oh, nice.
He's in it.
Puss in Boots himself.
Puss in Boots himself. Yes. Anyways, the main character is not Lestat the vampire, but like in the whole series, Lestat is the main character.
Okay, just not in that particular.
Just not in that that one, which is the first book.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some, yeah. Anyways, so it's just like when I'm watching it, I'm like, I know Lestat. Which one's Lestat? And I'm like, Tom Cruise is Lestat, but he's not the main character. He's not the vampire that's being interviewed.
Yeah.
It's Louis.
Played by
Brad Pitt.
Okay.
And then Kirsten Dunst, she won an Oscar for that.
Okay.
That was like her first thing.
Yeah, she was like 12 or something, right? Or 13?
Yeah, but like in the book, it's a 5-year-old.
Oh.
Which makes it really, really weird. Because like, so it's a 5-year-old vampire who will always be 5 years old.
But she's like 1,000 or whatever. Or hundreds of years old.
Hundreds of years. Well, I wouldn't even say hundreds because like when it starts, the one is 200 and it takes place like before America.
Okay.
And then like the book was made in the 70s. The movie was made in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Gotcha.
Stuff. But then the other thing, so I wouldn't say every year, but it's kind of seeming like that. Mike Flanagan. Are you familiar with Mike Flanagan?
No.
So, The Haunting of Hill House.
Oh.
The Haunting of Bly Manor.
Mm-hmm. I watched Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah.
On Netflix.
Netflix.
Whenever that came out.
Years ago.
Yeah, now.
Because it's probably like 7 years ago now. 6 or 7 years ago. Because he's been like putting out something every year. And this year, and most of them are, there's only been like maybe one original story, and that was Midnight Mass.
Okay.
I think it's an original story. I don't really know. Because The Haunting of Hill House is like kind of an adaptation of...
It's a book, right?
Yeah, and then The Haunting of Bly Manor is Turn of the Screw.
Oh, okay.
C.S.
Lewis, right? No. What am I thinking of? Taming of the Shrew. No, different thing. What am I thinking of?
I don't
Screw
know.
Tape Letters. There we go.
Okay.
I got there.
There you go.
Tired today.
But this one is Fall of the House of Usher.
Oh, okay.
And
so
it's all...
I saw about this.
Yeah, it's all Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah.
And then each episode is like they're all connected.
Mm-hmm.
But then like the last episode was the Black Cat. So if you like know the story of the Black Cat, you know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But it twists a little bit, and then the murder at the Rue Morgue.
Which, by the way,
Yeah.
when I was a kid in elementary school,
Yeah.
they had these series of books that were based on the old Universal horror movies and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like one book per thing. And because I didn't understand French, I would see that one on the spine and be like, oh, Murders at the Rue Morgue.
Okay.
So I can't not think of that as the Rue Morgue now.
Okay.
Whenever I see it.
But like yet again, if you know the story, well, that was the first mystery.
Really?
Yeah, that story was the first mystery, like set up like you don't know.
Like a whodunit kind of thing? Okay.
Yeah, like there's a murder and they're investigating the murder and then like they're giving pieces away of this information. But yeah, I haven't finished it yet, but it's good. But I think like if you know enough Poe, it's kind of ruins what's going on.
Yeah.
Now there is a character that like it's the same actress playing like multiple people.
Okay.
And she has to be like a supernatural being of some sorts. I don't know what she is though.
Gotcha.
Because I don't know the story of the fall of the house of Usher. I did know like most of the other ones. So like, what is the Red Death, Plague of the Red Death or something like that. That one I knew, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is going to happen. And then Black Cat, I knew. The next one that I'm watching is The Telltale Heart. The last episode is The Raven. And these are actually the names of the episodes as well. So it's like you know what's going to go on.
Is there any cask of Amontillado in there? Amontillado.
I don't know. It's like a Fall of the House of Usher drama mini series, and it's got like the same people. It's kind of like
It's like American Horror Story?
Yeah, American Horror Story, where like it's the same actors over and over and over and over again. But they're great actors.
So that's coming back again.
American Horror Story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But didn't they like aren't they a bunch of scabs? Like didn't they film it like during the strike or something?
I don't know.
Or they were like promoting it.
I
It's like Kim Kardashian's. I don't know. I'm so over that.
Yeah.
The Ryan Murphy stuff, like,
Mm-hmm.
he kind of reminds me of like J.J. Abrams a little bit, like where he comes up with good ideas,
And never...
but doesn't know how to like follow through. Doesn't know how to finish.
Yeah.
Like I remember that first episode or that first series of American Horror Story.
Mm-hmm.
It's like so good,
Yeah.
and then it just kind of ends and fizzles and like or wraps up too quick or something like. I don't even remember because I just remember it like being not great. But I remember it being so good for a while and then it wasn't. And like later seasons were like that too, and like Glee was like that too. Maybe it's just he goes on too long. Maybe that's the thing.
This is definitely like American Horror Story is definitely going on too long.
I mean, it's a cool concept because like you do a different theme every season.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Maybe he needs to be shorter seasons and stuff like that.
They're not that long, but like what's the last episode or last season that you're aware of? Like what was going on?
Like that I watched?
That you're aware of.
The one with Lady Gaga that I didn't watch probably.
So the hotel?
The hotel one? Yeah.
So that was season 5.
Okay.
Season 12 just started.
Jesus Christ.
So you missed Roanoke.
Sure.
You missed Cult. You missed Apocalypse. You missed 1984. You missed Double Feature.
Okay.
NYC, which I didn't watch, but I'm...
Have you liked all of them?
No, not at all. It's more of just like, well,
What
I
was
watched all the
season
other...
2? Was that the Coven one? The witch one?
So Murder House, Asylum, Coven, Freak Show.
Asylum. Coven
Hotel.
I watched. Freak Show I watched. And then Hotel I didn't.
I
think because I just was like, nope.
I'm pretty sure that like I liked up till Apocalypse, which is season 8.
Okay.
It like dipped, and then I liked Apocalypse, and then everything after that is just like I'm not interested in this. So 1984 takes place in 1984. It has all the 1980 horror theme tropes in every episode. It's like mixing this and that and the other thing all together.
Right.
It's like I don't like you're just what else can we throw in here? Double Feature was 2 seasons mashed together.
Okay.
That just felt like not a cohesive idea. Like it's cool. It's like, oh, we're gonna do a double feature because you know, like horror films used to be like.
So do 6 episodes of each or whatever.
They did 5 and 5.
Oh, okay.
It was 10 episodes, and then 5 was like a vampire story, and 5 was like an alien story.
Oh, okay. So they did it right.
Yeah, but I didn't really like it.
Sure.
And then NYC was season 11, and it takes place in
New York City.
New York City, obviously, but I'm thinking of the time period. Whenever like probably the 80s, so like AIDS is a thing, and then it deals with like that's kind of the central theme. But then there's a murderer who's killing gay men, and then the one is Delicate, which is based on a book that just came out or was about to come out. Or something. The season will be based on an upcoming book, Delicate Condition, by Danielle Valentine.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and Kim Kardashian's in it.
Yeah.
So yes, they probably did.
Yeah, there was some. I just remember there was something where people are like, "You shouldn't do that." Maybe they were promoting it or something. I don't know.
On May 4th, it was reported that filming for the season was shut down due to the WGA writer's strike.
Right.
On the same day, it was reported that production resumed and that the cast and crew were using a back entrance to enter the studio and avoid crossing the picket line.
Scabs. You're still scabs.
On May 10th, it was announced that production of the season was halted due to the strike. So, like, 6 days.
Yeah, but I feel like I heard about this more recently. I don't know.
On October
I'm not going to
15th,
watch it.
FX set the premiere date for now. Is the actors still on strike? I know the writers are done.
The actors are still on strike.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I know that they're going to do a 13th season.
Spooky.
Yeah. I like Apocalypse because it kind of tied in a whole bunch of the other seasons. So it kind of was like, yes, we're telling all these mini season stories, but then here's the big one.
Yeah.
Which was kind of cool, but also kind of like, Cult was all about like response to Donald Trump being elected, which was kind of like, Roanoke was okay. It's kind of like a reality TV show set in Roanoke, Virginia.
Okay. Like in the 1600s or whatever?
No, it was now, but it was like kind of Blair Witchy,
Okay.
but set there.
I keep seeing all these things about Blair Witch.
Yeah, like people didn't realize it was, or like it was like no one believed that, and it's like, yeah, we did.
Well, here's the thing. I had like sort of I hadn't seen it until it came out on
VHS
or DVD. Or whatever. Yeah. At like a friend's house. And so like I'd already kind of heard about it.
Yeah.
And I was kind of bummed. I was like, man, I missed out on that experience of seeing that and not knowing and whatever.
Yeah, I didn't see it in theaters. I didn't go to that many movies back then.
Yeah, I guess I didn't either.
Because I was in high school.
Right.
And it was like a 20-minute drive, which feels like so far away.
Oh, sure. It wasn't far for me. It just, I don't know, we just didn't go all that often or whatever. I don't know.
Yep. We should probably talk about Two Tunes.
That would be good. Probably, yeah. What episode is this?
This is 147.
Okay, we should do a covers one soon.
Well, yeah, next time. Not like next time, but like
2 times.
Two.
2 tunes. Times.
That's a cover song. There's my cover song.
2 times.
Yeah. So I'm first.
Okay.
I'm talking about monsters.
Because it's spooky season.
Because it's spooky season. I tried. I couldn't find another one that I was like, oh, here's
I didn't try at all.
Yeah. So Matchbook Romance. They're not.
By the way,
name. Yeah.
Great band name.
Yeah.
Great band name.
Mm-hmm.
There's that guy on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok anymore, but there's that guy on there who does that good band name, bad band name.
Yeah.
Have you seen him?
You've told me about him.
How about he's funny. But this to me is a great band name.
Mm-hmm. So emo band, one hit wonder, I would say.
Yeah.
This was on Madden NFL 07, also Arena Football Road to Glory, and also Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rock, which feels weird.
Legends of Rock.
Because they're not really a Legends
right.
of Rock.
Did you see that thing where I think Rolling Stone just released their like 100 greatest guitar players?
Yeah.
And like Muddy Waters is like 84 and like St. Vincent is like 26.
Have you actually seen St. Vincent play guitar?
No, but like, are they better than Muddy Waters? Are they 60 spots better than Muddy Waters?
I don't know.
Like considered to be one of like the greatest guitar players?
I don't know. Is Muddy Waters just popular for other reasons? I don't really know.
I don't know. Anyway.
So this band was from 97 to 2007 and then it broke up.
Yeah.
And then came back in 2015 for like a year. And
did you listen to them before this album?
This is the only album I know of.
So they had one before this. It's called like Stories and Alibis or something.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. So
I think I actually have that record.
I have that record. I picked it up at the one year that Warped Tour was in Hershey.
Yeah.
I didn't see them play, but I picked up their record. What label were they on at that point? Can you?
They were on Epitaph the whole time.
Okay, so I was at the Epitaph booth, and I remember picking it up because I thought it was a cool band name. I was like, "Oh, cool band name." That was back in the day. Like I would buy stuff
based on names and
based
artwork.
on names sometimes, or artwork or whatever. Yeah, and if it was like $7 or whatever, it's like worth, quote unquote, like wasting that money if they weren't any good.
Mm-hmm.
Bullet for My Valentine, like prime example. I was like, oh, great band name. Let me buy their like $5 EP and see how good it is. But yeah, so Matchbook Romance, I had that Stories and Alibis CD, loved it. And then what is this album called?
Voices.
There we go. That came out and also loved it. But like the difference between the two is massive. Like in the like production value and all that stuff, it's like so much better on Voices.
Mm-hmm.
I still think like it's great songwriting and all that stuff and performance, but just I don't know. Epitaph must have put a bunch of money into the production, I guess.
Yeah.
So
I love this song. This song is great.
Mm-hmm. This whole album is really good. Both of their albums I think are really, really good.
Yeah.
They also did a split EP with Motion City Soundtrack, where they did 2 songs each and they were like acoustic-y things. Like Motion City Soundtrack has an acoustic version of When You're Around, excuse me. And then these guys have a tune called In Transit for You in parentheses, which I freaking love that song so much. And it like starts out kind of acoustic and then it gets like real big. And I actually covered it, or I did a version of it when I was in college as like my final for my production class, like my recording and technology class, basically, in the recording studio.
Cool.
You had to like pick a song and then do it.
Yeah.
And then in the week we would engineer each other's
That's cool.
things. Yeah. It was pretty neat. Also, the cool thing about that particular EP, when you get it on CD, it's like you remember mini discs, mini CDs? Mm-hmm. For those that don't know, they were just literally like small CDs that would fit on your regular
Just hold on a second.
CD thing.
Mini discs.
Sorry, not mini discs. Mini CDs. Mini CDs. But
they're about like 3 inches instead of 5.
But this one, what they did is they filled out the rest of the disc to like regular CD size.
Okay.
But it was like plastic, like clear plastic, and then they put artwork over top of it.
That's cool.
I always thought that was pretty neat. But yeah, this is a band I've liked for a long time.
Yeah, why didn't you bring it a long time ago?
I don't know. You kind of forget about it because again, they haven't like been a band
since 2016.
Yeah,
a long time.
Yeah.
Here's Monsters by Matchbook Romance. Spooky. Just this is the vibrato.
Spooky claps.
Spooky claps.
I always really like this singer a lot too.
Yeah.
Since you're the Wikipedia still open?
Yeah.
Just curious, like, did he end up in another band?
Andrew Jordan is now promoting his new project called Drift Division.
Okay. I would check that out just because I just like him as a singer.
But it doesn't really like show anything past like 2010.
Oh.
I just think it's like really, really good song.
Yeah. And this was the big thing. People would know this.
Yeah. The drums are cool.
Yeah.
It's not difficult. Like on drums it kind of is, only because it's like there's some interesting fills, but like right here. Actually, I'm not. That one guitar is just going like the whole time is just sliding.
Yeah. You know what's really interesting on their like popular songs on Spotify, like their top 5?
This is not
this.
Yeah.
44 million. But then the other 4 are all from Stories and Alibis.
Yeah.
I just feel like
they
voices like there's other really good songs on this album.
Yeah.
That I feel like would have gotten more play, but maybe not. People just
it reached number 43 on the US.
Okay. It's track 5 too, kind of right in the middle of the album.
That's kind of where you would put your hits. Is like 3, 5. Like there was a.
And also currently saving both of these albums to my Spotify.
And then here.
I like that part. I also had an EP.
Yeah?
Yeah. In 2003, which is when Stories and Alibis came out. There was a time when I could have sung along to every single one of these songs, word for word.
Yes. And then the amazing guitar solo.
Halftime.
Like, it's not a hard guitar solo, but it's just like, it just fits.
Yeah.
That it's halftime. And then it's because it has like distinct sections of like, I'm gonna do this and it's gonna work. Like it's not gonna just be the same thing.
Right.
And it's like, there's a part, here's a part, here's a part, here's a part, and they all just like work together.
Yeah.
The ending is always weird to me.
Yeah. I actually just had that thought. I was like, oh yeah, that's how that ends.
It's not there yet, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, they don't all end, like, slow down together.
Yeah. It's kind of cool, though. A little like suspension, like the 11th in there on the minor chord or something.
Just a harmonic, probably.
Yeah. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I hadn't listened to that song in a long time.
Yeah, there's another song I was gonna
Both
have,
those albums now.
but
By them?
No, it wasn't by them. We do two notes. We do two tunes in a row, like 2 episodes.
Usually we record 2.
And I had the 2 tunes picked, but then I went to the playlist that I make, and the other tune wasn't there. Like, it was there, but it would be like, it's not available in your country. But it's like, but I just played it. Like, I searched it, and then I added it. How is it not able? And it's a Shiny Toy Gun. Do you know Ghost Town?
No.
Oh, it's a great song. But, like, apparently it's like, you can't find this. But it doesn't make sense because, like, I can listen to it, but if I put it on that playlist, then it won't play.
That's weird.
So, it's your turn.
Okay. This song I just discovered the other night. So one of the things I was thinking when you were talking about Interview with a Vampire and like just books and things is I was like, man, you know what I miss? Reading for pleasure. Because I haven't done it since the summer because I just don't have time.
Because you're reading 3 classes worth of books.
No, because I'm doing 3 classes worth of work,
but,
and also marching band and my job, So, and one of my classes is a research class where all we do is read many articles a week. This week's only 2, which is, I was like, did I miss something? Did I mess something up? So it's only 2. And man, I'll tell you what, I have gotten good at finding things like articles and chapters and things for free.
Oh, okay.
But like, it seems kind of simple, but like very specific. I don't know. There's many things you can find on the internet for free and whatever, but like finding specific articles and chapters is sometimes difficult because it's like it's really only in this one spot.
Yeah,
and you're not always have access and stuff. Now she did tell us at the beginning. She was like, you shouldn't ever have to pay for anything if you kind of use your credentials through the university and whatever. And she's been right most of the time. There's just been times when like I think just things aren't like linking up correctly and it's not recognizing that I'm trying to access it through the university. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think that's the only, the times when I've had issues, that's it. But I found a way, I don't even remember what it was, but I had to like find this one chapter of this one book. And it was like, just everywhere I went, I got blocked. Like I just couldn't get in. I couldn't access. And then I finally found this one thing, and it was like a legit thing too. It wasn't like I found some like weird PDF of the book or whatever. It's just I found like a legit way in, but it was like, oh, look at me, I'm doing like actual
research,
smarty pants, like research stuff or whatever. But anyway, I have not like read much, which has been sad.
Okay,
but I do a lot of work. But while I've been doing work, and especially like while I read these things, I've been listening. And so like either listening to the specific artists they're talking about or specific songs or specific albums. Like, I try to make like a playlist as I'm listening and stuff about these things. So one of the articles I read recently was about flow or improvisers reaching like the flow state and that kind of thing. And there's been so much research about this in general, but apparently most of it's been with instrumentalists and like none with singers. And it kind of comes back to this like bias against singers in some ways from instrumentalists, or especially like in the jazz world of like, well, they don't really improvise. They just like sing the melody and blah, blah, blah and whatever. And it's like, no, they do. Maybe they don't necessarily scat sing on every song the way that a saxophone player would like take a chorus of whatever, but like they're constantly improvising the same way that instrumentalists are and whatever. So anyway, the one article was basically, hey, let me interview some singers about this and like talk about it specifically. And they talked to 3 Australian singers in particular. They did not give their names, so I don't know who they are. I had to guess who one of them was because there's this Australian singer I know. And then now that I am like have done research on this person, who we're going to talk about, maybe she's one of the other ones. Kristin Berardi is her name, but I don't know. But then I was like finding some other things to listen to and like finding some other singers and things to listen to, and I was like, oh, let me go find I'll call her my friend, my acquaintance, Marion Powers is her name. She's a vocalist. And I was like, let me go see like if she has stuff on Spotify or whatever. She doesn't, but she's got different playlists that she has created. And a couple of them I've known about. She has this one called Cry Baby, which is just a bunch of sad songs. Okay. Because she's posted about it before on Instagram. She's like, give me your sad songs. I have this like playlist. And then she had this other one because she teaches at University of Northern Colorado. And so she has like a playlist of, I think it's like her like week 1, like intro to different singers and different kinds of stuff. And anyway, I think it was this song was on there. So the song is "He Was a Loaded Gun," and it's by Kristin Berardi and Sam Anning. It's from this album called "Our Songs, Not Songs" that they did together, and it's just vocals and bass, which is really cool. I did find that Kristin Berardi has another version of this with like more of a fleshed out ensemble. I didn't love it as much. I kind of like the really stripped down and like the duo back and forth kind of thing with just her and the bass, which is why I picked this one. But that's how I got to this, was like this roundabout thing. I'm like, reading these articles and then writing about them and then like searching for this person, but she didn't have stuff. But she had this playlist and found this song. So it was pretty cool.
2 weeks ago, whenever we had SZA on, and we were talking about like how, like I don't really like this song because it's just kind of like this chord progression and the vocal line and it's a lot of repetition.
Yeah.
And then we had talked about like, if you just like boil it down to the melody and the bass line and it's still a good song, then it's a great song.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, did you think about that when we were grabbing this?
Not even a little bit.
And then I was listening to the New Music Business podcast with Ari Herstand is the host, and they had Lawrence on, and they brought that up as well. It's like, it's like if you can boil it down to just like the melody, like a great song is a great song if it's just these elements, like the lyrics and the chord progression. If it still resonates with you, it doesn't matter what you do. Actually, it wasn't that. It was what's his name? Phineas. It was Phineas. He was breaking down the Barbie song. And how it really is just, but there's like tons of stuff in there apparently, like tons of harmonies and doubles and triples.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So Kristin Berardi, she's a jazz singer from Australia. And she and Sam Anning got together somehow. I forget, they were just like playing together and like, this is cool. We should like do something together.
Yeah.
So there's a quote from Ryokan, Ryokan, about who said our songs are songs. Our songs are not songs. When you know that our songs are not songs, then we can begin to discuss song. And that's where the title of the album came from. And then they have a little blurb here about the song itself, "He Was a Loaded Gun," which is an original by her, by Kristin Berardi. And it says, "This explores the concept of a person who keeps people at a certain distance in order to keep their position of power over others." So I think that's pretty interesting.
By the way, Apple Music now has a feature to show credits.
Oh, cool.
And on this song, I'm going to go directly to Das Credits for this.
Is that German for the credits?
Yes, it is.
Nice.
View credits, and then it's like the performing artist and the composers. It says that they both composed it. It's not just her.
Maybe she did the lyrics. I don't know. Because like when it says about, this is on their Bandcamp, for this album, on each track it has the title and then it has like one of their names and then like what it's about. So that's where I'm getting that from.
Okay. Gotcha.
So
here it is.
He was a loaded gun, years in the making, years of taking the old.
It reminds me of Hadestown.
Okay, I haven't seen or listened to that.
You've not listened to Hadestown?
Dude, I don't listen to musicals I haven't seen.
He was a court of law.
Have we not talked about this?
Probably. So good.
The world from his bird's eye view, him and you. High on the hill.
Like that reminds me of like specific things, but just like two notes and melody.
Keeping at a distance,
and also like the recording quality.
They feel like they're just like in the room with you.
Yeah.
was a magician's hat, full of illusion, intrigue, no inclusion. He wore it like a prize. It's all a gain to him.
She's really good. I mean, they both are. They're both really good at what they do. But
he was a eulogy. You, the ending, always pretending, a writing of
There are overdubs.
as he weaves his
There are?
web of lies away.
There are overdubs.
From
Okay.
Those aren't other
others'
people
eyes.
singing.
Where do you hear other
High on
people
the hill, looking down at the common
Okay, let's
folk.
not right now.
Oh.
I'm talking about later on.
yeah,
in the
yeah,
song.
yeah. No, I was like,
Yeah,
what,
there's no overdubs right now, but there will be overdubs.
yeah.
No one
I'm
can
showing
judge
you. I'm telling the audience in
same.
advance.
Never to blame now. Love, 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 no, 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 no.
This is her ad lib. Right here. There's 3 voices at least. 4.
This part gives me like vibes. I'm gonna play Moss and that song
Yeah,
Orchard,
yeah.
and like there's that like middle section, voices and guitar and things happening. Like,
Were they like this? Like they are spinning
yeah,
around the head,
yeah.
where I don't recognize that in Moss.
No, that was just more. They were just coming from.
Yeah, they were
This
just
is no. This is like they're
They're actually moving around.
circling around the headphones. Yeah.
He was a loaded gun, years in the making, years of taking, the only one he could trust or understand, a man-made man. He was a court of law, judge and the jury, full of fury for how he saw the world from his bird's eye view, him and you. High on the hill, looking down at the common folk, judging all their choices and their ways, keeping at a distance so no one can judge you the same.
Just wanna
Never to
listen.
blame.
Yeah.
So much, yeah.
High on the hill, looking down at the common folk, judging all their choices and their
It's an interesting like metaphor of like someone being a loaded gun. Of, like you also want to keep your distance, and like they want to keep, you know.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Never to blame.
And even like that line about like never to blame, like they go off. Well, it's not my fault. You know what I mean? Like there's that kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
you know I was a loaded gun. Like never quite resolves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really good.
I dig it.
Yeah, I listened to a little bit more of this album too, and I really like it. Yeah, they're both really, really phenomenal. And then I listened to some other things of hers, like I said, and I found this other version of this song, which is also good. I really like this stripped down, just the two of them version of it more. So yeah, thanks. Shout out to Marion for making that playlist that I found her. So.
It's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow! I didn't realize that it's like so loud compared to the last song, like drastically, like twice as loud. But we were also very quiet
Sure.
during it. Kind of puts you to sleep in a good way.
Yeah, it's like chill.
Yep.
Anything else?
No,
And we're like all relaxed.
we are. Until next week. So if you made it this far, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Like, subscribe, smash that, crush that,
Yeah.
whatever those
Share
buttons
it
are.
on stuff is cool. Interact.
Yeah.
Engage.
Tell us what you think about it over in the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
If you're just like, or just want to talk to other people who like music, there's people over there. They're doing things. Man, this is just like Delilah now. Every time that I think of Delilah,
Yeah.
I think of this restaurant in like down the street from where I grew up.
Okay.
Because that's like all they played
Mhm.
was in the dining room. Anyways,
You played Delilah?
yeah.
I mean, like, she played good music, but like, you got to hear somebody talking about like their cheating ex and
It was. I don't think.
best
I don't
friend or
know.
whatever.
I
That's
don't
fun.
know.
That's
But
interesting.
it was that because every time we went there, we'd be like, yes, and this is Delilah. Blah, 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 blah. Very soothing and calming.
Yeah.
But that was probably just in the dining room. But then in the kitchen. By the way, this place used to be a bank,
Oh, cool.
which is also because
There's a restaurant like that in Middletown.
Yeah. Jim and Sue's is the place. Anyways, if you need some mixing done for your projects, hit me up. And we'll see you next week.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.